Right, so it's interesting that you're now in this position as a vampish sort of sexual symbol because, of course, your background quite religious. Your dad used to be a Baptist minister, didn't he?
Yes, yeah.
So what, when you was all little, he was going, Ashlee, for God's sake, eat your greens or Jesus will destroy us all. Was he like that?
No. You know, actually, my dad is a really cool guy, and when we got to choose our religion and everything like that growing up, even though,
right. I'd like one. It's got Jesus, but he's on a motorbike, and he's nude, and he can have sex with whoever he likes, and he's black. That's the way it works. But you had to pick one of the pre-existing religions, I'm assuming. What if you'd have gone, right, I want to be a fundamentalist Muslim? Do you reckon he'd have gone, yeah, all right? And then phoned up the government and had you arrested?
I don't know about that, but, you know, I was always an independent person, liking to... I didn't really like him to tell me what to do.
That's good. Yeah. But now he's your manager, isn't he? So so he's in a position of authority again.
He is, but not really. You know, I actually have the authority this time.
Right, do you? Yeah, right. You can tell him what to do.
Yeah, he's my manager.
That's true. Yeah, I suppose so. How did he go from being a Baptist minister to being your manager?
You know, I don't know, but it's great though because my family's so supportive, and it's really nice to have that because most people are out for different things and
it'd be good that. Yeah, because all my family, one of them's a gardener, one's a murderer. There's no sort of consistency to the jobs. Although the murderer and the gardener do work quite closely.
Oh yes.
One does a murder, then the gardener will bury the body. It's good for the flowers. But like, what worries me is like that. There must have been a bit where your dad was sort of going, like, had to sort of explain to God that he weren't going to be, like, being a Baptist anymore, but he was instead going to be... Because is he manager of your sister, Jessica Simpson, as well? Mm-hmm. So then he'd gone, right, I've been a vicar for a while, but I think now I want to be a pop star manager. Threw away his dog collar, put a cigar in his mouth, and must have been a bit mad.
Oh, no, he's a good guy. He's a really good guy.
I bet he's lovely, really. And of course he is. It's good, isn't it? I agree with what you're saying. It's good to have your family around you to look after you.
They're very grounded.
Yeah, you seem quite grounded. As I said, you've got very... Like, for someone who has to be sort of like a sex symbol and everything, you seem very domestic and homely. That's quite nice. Like, a lot of people you get in here, pop stars. Oh, Christ, they come in here, do coke off that table. They make me do humiliating things in the corridor. They use me as a footstool, blow off near me. That means, in American, that would be fart, I suppose.
Okay.
All right, so you're younger than your sister Jessica, and initially you felt that you was like had to live in her shadow a little bit, which is probably what a lot of people with older siblings feel, I imagine, not just people with famous older siblings. How was that? Was that unusual for you?
You know, I think it's just a normal situation. You have a sister that's 4 years older, so you always kind of have to find your own path and whatnot, and that was something we dealt with like a long time ago. We're sisters. I'm 22, and...
How old's your sister?
She's 25.
That's all right, isn't it, really? Get along. You can sort of, I suppose, you could play Scalextrics
We're both good adults now. No, we do get along really well. And I'm not stealing her shoes or anything like that anymore.
Could you steal her shoes if you wanted to?
I could,
is she vigilant?
No, she's cool. I could, yeah.
Say you were literally stuck in your sister's shadow, like in, say, it was an episode of The Twilight Zone, and her shadow sort of loomed over you.
Yes.
How would you get people's attention to get yourself released? Would you do it by, like, waving your arms, maybe setting off fireworks?
Ooh, I don't know.
What method would you use?
That's a good question. I don't know. I would be a naughty shadow, yes.
Do you think so?
Yes.
It'd be good if actually, yes, perhaps you could seize control of the shadow and then, like, she could be on, I don't know, Top of the Pops or something. Right. And then, like, you know, she'd be doing a nice dance, but you could make her shadow, you go, all right!
Exactly.
That would undermine her. Now, as I keep returning to this theme, that you strike me as a sort of a modern-day Doris Day. You exude, of course, when you're doing that thing, Chicago, what you're currently doing, very, very sexy. But when you're saying now, nice, innocent, sweet sort of person, I'd feel embarrassed swearing in front of you, even if it was quite a mild swear.
I don't feel embarrassed swearing in front of me.
All right, then. Pig's bottom.
There we go. There we go.
That's just a kick-off. Right, I'm glad I've got that. I've been thinking it since I've arrived. But when you were a little person, you'd not been alive very... You know, everyone's... When you're first born, you're all little, aren't you? Weird. I don't get it. But, like, then eventually you grow, because I think it's to do with vitamins. I don't know. But anyway, when you were a little person, you said a swear word once.
I did.
And you were punished. Tell me more about that
Yes.
story, please, Ashlee Simpson.
I said bitch. Are you allowed to say that on here?
Oh, my God, she's done it again. Can we, right, we'll have to remove that from the show and close down the channel.
And yes, I got my mouth washed out with soap, and I wasn't allowed to listen to my Alanis Morissette CD.
In a way, that is a reward. So...